Hey guys, what's up? So let's start for tomorrow. So as you know, tomorrow is budget day, so there will be a lot of volatility. Okay, so be very careful if you decide to trade. Okay, and I'm planning to suggest a short tomorrow, so be extra cautious. All right. So okay, let's get started then. So this is for tomorrow's trading. Okay, the special trading session that's arranged because of the budget that we have. As we started yesterday, so again I'm putting the disclaimer, so I'll just quickly go through it. I'm nobody, right? So I'm just curious about stock market, so I'm not someone who is licensed investment advisor or anything of that sort. Okay, my trade calls could go terribly wrong, as you must have seen in the last couple of days, right? Though stop loss is not hit still. Anyway, the sticking to rules is important. Keeping stop loss is paramount. I can't just stress the importance of this enough, right? So entering into a trade is your decision, solely your decision, right? And if I suggest something through these videos, don't assume that I'll have that share, I'll be following the same pattern, right? It depends. I would encourage you to consider these videos for education purpose and come up with your own strategies, right? And then I'm not responsible for your losses. Okay, so please don't abuse me if the trade goes against the expectation. I have no intentions to hurt your capital. The reference materials that I have used are Zerodha Varsity and NCFM workbook, right? Okay, let's get started. So as usual, today I thought Maruti would go up. It did go up in the morning, but that's not what is supposed to be said. I mean, it's not a trade that I had expected. So 7020 was a spot price when it started, and then the lowest was 6895, very close to our stop loss. But I suggest you hold it till 6800. There's a very high stiff resistance at 6800. That's what the trend shows. I mean, if you see on the graph, right? So let's hold it. I mean, if at all you're holding it still, I hope you are holding it if at all you took this trade, right? And then the strike rate logic: if the target is hit, the strike rate is 100. If the target is missed and stop loss is hit, then the strike rate would be 0. So I'll be making weekly and monthly videos purely for strike rate. Okay, so since I've just started, maybe next week I'll come up with a video with regards to strike rate. As usual, I'm doing this strike rate thing just to keep transparency and integrity, right? So these two matter, right? Just to get to basics, the market punishes the impulsive and impatient, and it rewards the person with discipline and patience, right? And if the devil whispers that you cannot withstand the storm, I hope you know what to say, right? Darling, I am the storm, right? And then you should be having patience, psychology, how to control your emotions, and then lastly sticking to the rules. Okay, rules in the sense, I mean, to just see what kind of candlestick I'm referring and why I think these candlesticks are saying something about the markets and the trend, right? And then the stochastics, the volumes, the target, and the stop loss, right? So now for tomorrow's trade, I'm suggesting something that is interesting. Okay, so I assume that you are aware of derivatives, okay, the options and futures. So if you are not aware of the derivatives, then you can skip this video because it has nothing to do with the usual shares that you buy, right? So this is for someone who is looking for some kind of advice. Okay, so I'll not get into what futures and options are. Maybe I'll try and make different videos for that. I mean, if anybody is expecting. But anyway, so for tomorrow, I think MGL FEB futures. Okay, the futures expires on 27th of Feb. Okay, so if you short it, I mean, if you sell it, okay, then I think it would be beneficial. And the futures size is 600 lot size. Okay, that means it means you are as if you are holding 600 shares. You don't need to have that much of money, of course. I mean, if you can just think of 1200 into 600. 1200 is the spot price, 1173. I mean, and then 600 means what? 7 plus lakhs. So futures, I mean, you don't need that much of margin to get into trade. I mean, anyway, I'll not get into futures and the details in this one. So the MGL FEB futures current spot is 1173. The target is 1090. If you see that, I'm expecting the price to come down, right? So that's why I'm asking you to short it. Means first sell and then buy. Okay. And the stop loss will be 1237. If the trend goes against, again, if the share price goes up, so you should be keeping a stop loss, meaning 1237 is your stop loss. And what is the reward to risk ratio? See here, I'm saying 49,000 is the reward, okay, and the risk is 38,000, okay. So it's up to you whether you get into such a trade or not, okay. So why 49,000 and 38,000? So as I said, the lot size is 600. So if you see the difference between 1173 and 1090 is about 80 rupees, okay. 80 into 6 is 49,000, okay. And the same thing goes for stop loss as well. 1173 and 1237, the difference is about 64, I guess, yeah, 38,400. So that's how it goes. So be ready to lose 38,000, 39,000, okay. Unless you are ready for that, don't get into such a trade, okay. Futures is extremely risky, okay. You might end up losing everything in an overnight, right? So they're extremely risky. I'm stressing it, okay. So do not get into futures if you are not aware of what to do and how to do, okay. So this is not for beginners, okay. It is for someone who knows what futures are and someone who can take a loss of 39,000 rupees, okay. So the first thing is the risk, right? 39,000 is what you're risking here, right? So be very careful with that. And then, so the fundamentals here, the fundamentals refer to the underlying share, the MGL itself, okay. So 920 was the spot last year, January, and now it is 1175, okay. So it's a very good company, Mahanagar Gas Limited. You must be knowing it's a natural gas supply in the city of Mumbai and surrounding area. So please read about MGL, okay. It's a good company. 27.7% is the return. So that's the fundamental. So why are we shorting it if at all it's a good company? Because we think that the share price will go down now. So that's why we are shorting. Meaning first sell and then buy, right? So and it's futures. You can actually short an individual share itself, but it's an intraday, okay. So if the trade doesn't go the way you want, maybe you'll end up losing because you can't carry forward short to the next day. I mean, if it's an equity, but for futures you can do it, okay. That's again, I mean, the specifics and details and knowledge about futures. Anyway, getting back to news, nothing much the same. Coronavirus and then the budget, the upcoming big budget. There are a lot many expectations that this will happen, that will happen, and all those things. You must have seen the economic survey coming out today. So they expect 6 to 6.5% of growth in the coming fiscal year, right? So all rosy things are written over there. Anyway, so it remains to be seen how our nation progresses in the coming year. So it's very difficult to say whether the markets are in panic mode because of virus or in exuberance mode, right? I mean, as it usually happens during a pre-budget sessions. So market tried to come back this afternoon. If you had observed around 12:30 to 2 p.m. but then again it went down very badly, right? So it's very high volatile conditions. So be very careful, particularly when you are getting into something like futures, okay. There's a very good chance that you'll lose money anyway. But yeah, the reward is also extremely attractive. If you see that 50,000. So, and the specific news is it had just hit a 52-week high, okay, just a couple of weeks ago, right? And then it's a really good share for long term. If at all you don't want to take this trade, just wait for the share to come down, okay. So if at all it comes down to around 1070 or 1080, then it's a good price, right? Then you can buy it. I'll try and do a separate video. I mean, if at all, I think it would be a good time to do it, and if the share price comes down. Anyway, coming to technical analysis, first we'll see the share price and the candlesticks, and then we'll go to the futures candlesticks, okay. Those are more or less like carbon copy of one another, but still I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so this is the chart, candlestick chart for MGL. This is the share, okay, the actual share. So if you see here, there's a bearish engulfing candle here. Okay, so what does it indicate? It indicates the market seems all people have given, rather people have sold this share for virtually any price that is asked. Okay, today if you see here, right, it started at around 1239, 1240, then the highest was 1242, and then it came down to 1170. About 70 rupees it has lost today, 70 point rather, right? So people have asked for one price and it is sold. Again someone will ask and it is sold, like that, right? So that's how. So this is called bearish engulfing candle. So maybe I'll try and do few videos explaining the candles and things like that, maybe in the days to come. I mean, if you expect me to do such videos, let me know in comments section. But anyway, I mean, you can refer it to yourself. I mean, if you want, I mean, these candles are very well known candles. Okay, so I see a huge bearish candle. So the price should somewhere, it should come somewhere around here, 1080 or something like that. That's what I expect in the next month to happen. Okay, so let's see whether it happens or not. Anyway, we have kept a stop loss, so we're safe in that regard, right? And the same going to the future. So this is the chart for MGL FEB future. Okay, so if you see here, the same is imitated here, the bearish engulfing candlestick, right? And next one is our stochastic. If you see, it's overbought. So this above 80, around 91, right? So this is overbought conditions, right? So there's very good possibility that it will come down. Okay, so the candle, bearish engulfing candle, stochastics are overbought. And again, if you see the MACD, right, again this one says that, the histogram says that the volumes are reducing, it will come down and things like that. Okay, so you should, so if you see the candle, the stochastics, and then MACD, everything says that the share price will come down in the days to come. So that's why we are saying you go and do a short. Okay, so and lastly, tomorrow, again, as I stressed in the beginning, it's a budget day. Extremely volatile conditions will prevail, so be very careful. And then please don't get into this trade if you're not aware of what an option is, what futures are, or what derivatives are meant for. Okay, so please stay away from such a trade. Okay, if you're not aware of anything, if you blindly get into it, I'm sure you'll lose money. Okay, so please don't do that. Exercise some caution. Okay, it would be in fact great if you avoid trading or avoid buying or selling anything tomorrow. All right, so that would be great, right? I mean, if you just want to steer away from all the volatility that comes with budget. So I still remember the last session of budget, it had gone up in the initial stage. I think the Nifty had hit 12,000 or something in the last July, when the budget was presented after the new government took over, right? The Nifty was hitting 12,000, Sensex was hitting 40,000 for the first time, I guess, and then again it went back, and then we know how badly it fell before corporate tax slashing changed the sentiment. Anyway, so that's the past. So it would be great if you can make money out of it, but if you are a newbie or someone like that, so please stay away from trading or doing anything on the stock market tomorrow. All right, thanks a lot for watching the video. I wish you all the best. Bye.